Hello everyone, today is going to be a very special video. We're going to be talking about the Friends of Journalism Minecraft server and all of the crazy stuff that went on with that. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. This all started a few months ago when a good friend of mine and comrade, Tina, was sort of interested in starting a Minecraft server, but she didn't really know where to start. We wanted to start a Minecraft server to sort of look at how gamers would sort of be able to come together during the COVID-19 pandemic for some good. Sadly, we found out that they didn't come together very well at all, but I'll get to that a little later in the video. So, at first, Tina wasn't sure who to go to for the hosting for the Minecraft server, and I am not super versed in the whole Minecraft server thing, but I'd seen a couple of YouTube videos, and I'd seen a lot of people recommend the website MCProHosting.com. So we went with that, and Tina very quickly ended up buying the most expensive package, the Enderman package. That's because we were expecting a high amount of traffic, so we thought it'd be worth it. Now, just to put this in perspective, the Enderman package I think is about base $60 a month, but with all the upgrades to RAM and all the extra stuff we had to do, this was costing $70 a month, and that's just to start with. So we first start up the server. We just have it as journalists. We spend about 100 hours or so building up a whole town and a central plaza area for the people who come to the server. It was a ton of work to get it set up, but we were really excited for it. We had an area where you could go into creative mode, sort of utopia. We also had a survival area. It was really just a very fully featured server. One of the things that was funny about it is we had like 200 plugins or something, because Tina really thought it'd be fun to add more and more. But despite all that, and despite all the work that had to go into getting the plugins ready, the server was finally ready to launch after about two or 3 weeks of preparing it. Now, the first day of launch didn't exactly go off without a hitch. We very quickly started to experience some really serious lag issues with the server. I mean, we're talking almost unplayable. I was just on the server to moderate the chat room, and I was in a sort of a staff area, and the staff area wasn't very decorated or anything, but still, even just running in circles around that, I experienced massive amounts of lag. So we really knew there was a problem. The tier of hosting that we had gotten with MCProHosting had promised us technical support, which is something that we really were like, oh, great, at least we have some way to fix this. And they had offered a thing where it was unlimited RAM because you could get more RAM if you needed more RAM. So we contacted them to sort of expand the RAM that we were using to better fit what we needed. Anyway, it took them a couple of days to get back to us, and they ended up saying that we didn't need the RAM, even though clearly there was an issue where the server wasn't even running. I mean, at first it was running, it was full, it was at capacity at about 70 people, but very quickly because of the lag issues, we would only have 20 or so people online, and the server even seemed to have trouble handling that. But despite that, MCProHosting was absolutely no help in getting the server up and running. I mean, me and my good comrade Jamie ended up spending days in the control panel, the console, trying to figure out what the issue was. We purged all the plugins, we reinstalled it. We ended up having to completely wipe the server and restart again. And this is all over the course of just a couple weeks. It really was not going to plan. So we ended up deciding to change from MCProHosting because at this point, with all the technical support and all the additional upgrades we had to buy, we had spent $100 or so already, just on the server. So we found a more affordable site. I'm not exactly sure of the name. I think it was a sort of small service where it wasn't really a big official thing. The only issue was we ended up getting that set up as well. But the issue was by the time we had set up this additional service, everyone had stopped playing. We had put all this work into trying to build this sort of cross-platform thing where you could be on Discord and talk to people in the game, and there were so many features and plugins that we had set up, but sadly, because of the initial launch failure, the sort of population of the server went down so low that by the time we had relaunched it, it was already gone. I'm gonna put up some graphics so you guys can see from the sort of our Minecraft server stuff, just so you can look at some of the initial release stuff right now. But one of the other issues that we ran into, apart from the server hosting just being awful, was we had a lot of issues with trolls. We tried to keep it inclusive. We did what we could to sort of make it so people couldn't hack or anything. But not only do we receive a number of hackers, we received a lot of people whose sole purpose was to grief and destroy people's builds. I mean, one of my good friends, um, John, had spent hours and hours on this house only to have it be completely destroyed by like one or two griefers in the middle of the night. That was really another big issue. We had, you'd always find swastikas laying around that people would make, and it was really just, it was hard to police, so many people coming onto the server with such a game that's so loose. And we really had wished that Minecraft had had more features in place to help people try to police a server and control a server, but sadly that just wasn't available. For that reason, I don't think we're ever gonna run a Minecraft server again. But overall, I think I'm happy for the experience. If I can just, in closing, say a few things, even if the Minecraft server had failed, it was at least a good way for us journalists to sort of spend a little bit of time together since we had been separated due to the COVID virus. I mean, yeah, we could no longer be in the office together, but for 20 or so minutes a day, we could all hop into Minecraft and do some diamonds together or what have you, which was pretty nice. I think if the Minecraft server hadn't been open to the public, it would have been much better and much more beneficial for us, but it did definitely teach us a lot about how to deal with trolls and who we can trust. So that was the story of how we ran a Minecraft server into the ground. The big issues with MCProHosting, how they really weren't up to the task of running a server. But I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure to go in the description below and go to the playlist to watch the rest of the Cap and Store videos. Thank you for watching. So this is a story of how we got deleted off Twitter, and I'm really pissed about this.